Live from the Sycamore Lounge, it's time to muster the gusto with James and Sean.
Pancakes? Pancakes!
Yeah, good call. Good call. Captain Pancake, flipping mixed deliciousness for justice. Captain Pancake, putting smiles on faces. Captain Pancake, the mix master. Captain Pancake, the syrup slatherer. Captain Pancake.
You know, you sound like the Crush Dummies.
Do I?
I know you've been listening to them, right?
Yeah, that song, dude, that was in my head for a while. It's gone now, but it's probably coming back. Woo-hoo. I eat a lot of pancakes, as you know. I'm commonly referred to as the Pancake Daddy. And I have to say...
Who calls you that?
Some people call me that, you know?
It's commonly referred.
Yeah, it's common nomenclature. And this is not hyperbole. Captain Pancake here makes the best pancakes that I've ever had. I make pancakes like 5 days a week minimum. These take a nice big old dookie on top of mine, and I would gladly eat 100 of them. 100, maybe 200. That's how good they are. And where else are you gonna go where you can get amazing pancakes made by the captain of pancakes and get to speak from the heart? But much to the gusto. That's it. That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Bradley.
Hey,
These pancakes are delicious.
I thank you.
Pancakes.
I thank you.
All I do is I open my heart and I let the soul of Pancake flow through me.
And it shows.
We have become one.
One with pancakes.
Me and my pancakes.
Good lordy
Captain
lord.
Pancake, did you have, you were going to start us off with this one, right?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of you. You're a braggart. Not you, Brad. I'm sorry. You're just in the way. I'm sick. Yeah, you're a braggart. You think you're better than me with your goddamn notes? Let me tell you something. I did a couple of notes on my own, fruit bag. Can we say that? Can I say that?
Yeah, you just did.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
You're a bag of fruit.
Fair enough.
You're like a bag of moldy oranges. Just think you're better than me with your notes.
I'm a little
sitting
better.
over there writing stuff in your blue notebook. Well, guess what?
Yes.
Today, Sean's got the notes.
Let's hear them.
All right, get ready.
You put me to shame, man.
Pancake Magic 3 Insecurity. That is the name of the episode.
Parabellum.
I named that, by the way. You wrote it down, but I'm the one who actually...
Okay, but it's a nice handwriting.
No, it's a good point.
It's got
also, Parabellum. That's
penmanship.
Pancake Magic 3 Parabellum.
All right,
Subtitle.
get ready for this because...
That's a John Wick reference if you don't know. If you don't know, what's wrong with you?
See earlier episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm just
expecting
going to
them
say...
keep up.
All right,
That's nice.
Dookie. Caca. Poo-poo. It's just a poop joke.
Oh, yeah.
You got a good dick joke?
No.
These are great notes.
Don't.
Okay, you know what?
I should stop taking them
Yeah.
because these are really putting me to shame here.
This one I just wrote farts and a question mark.
We actually did. Hey, when farts aren't funny, then we'll stop talking about them.
Boom.
Yeah,
Hello.
because I gotta tell you, they're funny.
Welcome to my world. I don't understand this last one.
Yeah.
I wrote it. I don't get that.
What does it say? It just says
I
welcome.
don't.
Solve for x.
I don't
So,
think that's right.
x equals a plus b.
We have to have a number.
I don't think that's
you
right.
have to give us some sort of number if we're going to solve for x.
Well, okay. Let's go back to what we were just saying before. We were talking about farts, right? Farts question mark, solve for x. Combine them. X is farts.
Okay.
So if x
Okay.
equals a plus b and x is farts, a plus b equals ass plus butts. So
solve
ass
it.
plus butts equals farts.
Wow.
Math.
Didn't we have this long discussion last night about how this is an unsolvable problem?
All right, look, guys, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
We've done everything we can do with this show. That's it. I finished it.
You're welcome, world.
So you're not saying wrap up the episode, you're saying wrap up the show
No, we're done.
completely.
Yeah, we're done here.
Wait, hold on though. Isn't that like there's some things to do. You guys didn't even finish your pancakes yet.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
true.
man,
Yeah.
you finished them already? Wow.
Dude, they were really good. Also,
We
I have
some
I
more,
have-
don't we?
We do, yeah, but I'm okay for now, and I have this
I thought
problem.
you said you could eat 100.
I could eat 100, but should I eat 100?
You probably can't eat as many because I put methamphetamines in them.
Oh, that's gonna
That's
kick
why
in
they're
real
so
soon.
Mhm. Oh yeah, you're gonna feel that.
Well, I wrote some, some other notes.
Okay.
Some alternate notes.
All right,
Maybe we can
Lamer notes.
I'm ready for that.
Let's be real.
check up on that real
Mhm,
quick.
mhm. Let's do it.
Okay. So, this is a heavier topic than, but I feel like we're on that track. We're on that trajectory here
Yes.
towards topics that are.
Why were
maybe
you
a little-
going downhill?
Was I? I thought I
You
was.
were
I thought I
going-
was.
I thought
I
you
thought
were
I was.
He looked like he was going downhill.
I was trying to go. I was trying to go straight.
Uh,
I'm poorly coordinated sometimes.
So we're on a trajectory to maybe topics that are a little more conducive to talking about heavy feelings.
Yeah.
You know?
Honesty.
Why not? Let's talk about heavy feelings and
Yeah.
honesty.
Dude, this is the medium for it, and you guys present a platform that not a lot of people do, and a lot of people aren't willing to do because they're chicken shit.
Ooh.
That's being a little harsh about it,
It's-
for a laugh, trying to get a pop. But telling the truth is hard for a lot of people. It's hard to put yourself out there. It does take courage to take chances and be honest with how you feel, because everybody feels like they have to play the game.
For sure.
And that, again, is one of the many reasons why I respect the show so much, and am so grateful to be on. Drinking out of the unicorn mug.
We're happy to have you
Once
brother.
again, dude.
We're happy to have you.
Cling, and you got the Stranger Things mug. Damn,
Thank you,
dude.
James.
Yo, cacao, triple.
You like them apples?
I do. I
I have
do.
to physically restrain myself from talking about Stranger Things. That's why we did.
Yeah,
We're about to drop a little something special. I feel like it's all contained
yeah.
within that hour and a half. It was supposed to be a short, turned into an hour and a half. Also, we pretty much fall asleep by the end of it.
Yeah,
'Cause
it was
we
great.
finished recording at like 2 a.m.
Such a good time. I had a great time.
That's
doing
gonna
it.
be
Sign that
the,
it's an
I
excellent
think
show.
I should mention the spoiler thing now, so they get multiple spoiler.
Well, I mean, I seen some people. I seen it. I seen
seen
some
it.
people
I think
complaining that like, oh, there's a spoiler on the thread for Stranger Things 3, and it's just like, what are you going deep into the comments for
Yeah.
if you haven't finished
Yeah, what do you expect?
the season? So yeah, heavy spoilers are
Yeah.
going to be in that episode, but like, don't watch it if you haven't seen it, for
Yeah.
the love of God.
Yeah.
And I'm all about avoiding spoilers and not trying to ruin anything for people, but it's like no one's beholden to that. No one owes you anything. If you're going on the internet, there are people who have watched the whole show and want to talk about it.
Exactly.
So if you stumble into something, that's your fucking problem. Maybe take some responsibility for your own actions.
Yeah,
Okay?
Chuck.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck, is that you? You the one doing that? Dude. I thought better of you, Chuck.
So
I really did.
Chuck's alright.
I'm on your side, Chuck. Wow,
yeah.
you guys are.
No, I'm saying I was surprised. Or I am surprised. I'm
getting
surprised. I'm surprised.
It's surprising.
Chuck's for you, baby.
Our topic today is insecurity. That's pretty heavy, right?
Yeah,
Everyone has insecurities, right?
most definitely.
I mean, unless you're president. Anyway.
Oh yeah, none.
But you should. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You really should.
But you should. You know what we're talking about.
You should feel bad.
Hands.
So
Hair.
what are we insecure about?
Oh man.
Let's just lay it out there.
Let's go.
You want to dive deep?
Let's just spill our guts.
Just go right in. All right. Okay.
I mean, do you want to start? I can start.
Dude, whichever. So, you know what? All right, let's go.
All right.
I'll for the most part, a lot of insecurities start when you're younger, right? It's something that builds up in your youth, and you kind of take it with you as you grow older. A lot of the time,
Sure.
You know, and I say that because I know that's definitely what's happened with me. And growing up, I was a heavy set individual. I like to eat. I still do, and I was ridiculed for that, and I was also ridiculed for a lot of my interests, the things that I still like to this day. So like wrestling, comic books, and cartoons,
Now you're on
and
top
all that
of the
type.
world.
Yeah, I know. Now it's like, you know, with all these movies, it's like, dude, you read comics, man? Like, what happened in this movie? What's gonna happen later? Or it's like, now I'm this like fountain of knowledge that people suddenly give a shit. And it's like, dude, didn't you make fun of me because I had Goku on my shirt like, 8 years ago or something, you know? But like, it doesn't matter. But and then on top of that, I'm the middle child in the family, so that added to like a lot of things, the stereotypical black sheep, whatever. Not that I had like a horrible childhood or anything like that. I love my family, but certain things come into play. So I was ridiculed for being myself and being honest. And I actually interacted with some kids who liked the same things that I did, but they refused to talk about it or interact about it when we were around other people because they were ashamed. I was not ashamed, so I still got made fun of for it. And then people who I thought were my friends actually would not go to bat for me because they were afraid. So it was a whole tragic upbringing of being afraid to tell the truth about things that really matter to me, because like I wouldn't get a girlfriend or I wouldn't have any friends or anything like that. So it got to a point where I just said, hey, you know what? A lot of the people that I look up to are strong, and I'm just gonna get strong, and then maybe that'll help me out in the future, And it did. It started out as an insecurity where it's like people won't like me unless I'm fit, and then when I got fit, confidence and strength, improved health, athletic ability, attention from other people all came with that, and it turned into something positive where I actually love the idea of exercise and the benefits of health and what it does for you. However, and it's not as strong now as it used to be, there was always a fear of, okay, you have this, and look at all of these positive changes that have happened in your life because of it. So if you lose it, you're going to be back at square one. If you're not fit, people aren't going to like you. You're not going to be as confident anymore. And that's really, really stupid, because the strength didn't come from my muscles. It came from the decision to make a change for the better within my life. And it's only improved things, which is why I'm at a point now where I am a personal trainer. I'm getting back into that, and I've been on and off for many, many years because I understand the value of what that can do for people. And everybody's got to struggle no matter what it is in your life. And I feel that it's important to me, and one of the most important things in life is to spread joy and help people along the way, because we're all in this together. And my avenue for that is exercise and fitness. So that's kind of where that all started, and that's where we are today. And now I'm just at a point where I really don't give a shit, and I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. And hopefully that can be a message that I can spread on to other people.
Might I say, well, first off, might I say, Sean, you got a little syrup in your soul pack.
I do? Oh, thank you.
Second off, what I want to say is, as far as spreading joy goes, you're a number one.
Yeah, very nice.
You know what
of
I'm
you to
saying
say.
about that?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Absolutely.
How do you not get joy out of Brad's presence? I don't know, and I'm not BSing you here. I'm being damn honest.
That's what this is all
with
about.
This jazz music,
Honestly.
because truly, and then I said it on the first Pancake Magic that I loved your presence on Facebook, and still, we need you back on Facebook. You may not want to be there, but don't be
Yeah.
selfish. Don't deprive us of your presence on
That,
Facebook, because
yeah.
everyone wants to complain about everything, and I'm not saying there's not things to complain about.
Right.
Trust me, there are.
Always.
For sure. but to focus on the positive and to make people feel like they can achieve more than they think they can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Positive
bland
philosophical influence.
sentiments, or there's things like little, I don't know what you call them, but little positive messages that are like
Platitudes.
Yeah.
that just
Yes.
sort of get passed around, or like you follow this page of like inspirational quotes and then you just post those quotes, and
Yeah.
that's all well and good, and a lot of those quotes are great for sure, but to generate those from your own wealth of knowledge and experience, which is something you do, I don't see a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
To embody it.
Well, thank you. That is very kind.
So get
And-
back on Facebook, you douchebag.
Yeah, yeah. It's I you know, it's not it got to be so much with Facebook after a while, because specifically with the political climate after this last election, it just went so over the top
Sure.
that I couldn't handle it. Because a lot of the time, it's people saying things to come across as like self-righteous and sanctimonious, but at the same time, you're only spreading that message to people who are your friends on Facebook, who are likely your friends in real life, who likely share similar opinions to you. So you're not changing the world. You're just putting something up there so you can have people give you like a pat on the back through the internet. You know,
Stroke, huh?
yeah, by clicking that like button.
Well,
You know,
absolutely.
and if you're doing it and you're friends with people on there who have differing opinions, you're doing that because you're trying to start a fire. What's funny is I was watching something about like the Lion King last night, like an analysis of the Lion King, and there's that scene
new
with
one or the-
no, the original. So there's a scene with Mufasa and Simba, you know, where he saves him from the hyenas, and he's just like, I was just trying to be brave like you, and Mufasa says, Simba, being brave doesn't mean going out and looking for trouble. You know, but it is about standing for something. More importantly, what do you actually stand against? And are you going to do something about it? Or are you just going to put up a post on social media and hope that you get 30 likes from your friends who aren't even really your friends? There's no accountability behind the screen. And it just got to a boiling point on Facebook where it was too much for me to handle.
No.
But I don't have to get sucked into that.
No.
You know, nobody has to. There's good things with everything, and Facebook and social media has its benefits.
Always, I think the thing to remember with that is the beauty of the unfollow.
Oh,
You don't have to delete them off your Facebook. Unfollow them.
And they
So
won't
if
know.
when someone's getting all up in your face with the politics or whatever, something you don't want to hear, boom, unfollow.
Say goodbye.
Not just that, the big trend lately has just been turning off all notifications. So you're in charge of your Facebook time. You know, it's like I'm
As
going
you
to
should
this.
be.
I want to, not because there's a red badge just nagging at me to come review this.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's all. That's fair. So, trying to do that to avoid the pretentiousness of Facebook, but
You can help it though. You can
Yeah.
help make it less pretentious. So
Yeah.
just adding something worthwhile to the
Right.
mix. So
No,
rather
you're
than
right.
Going, I don't like this, and I don't like that.
and
can say,
you know, to stick with the honesty, I did do that for other people, but often it was mostly for me too, because everybody needs something. So that was my way of like having accountability by putting it online so other people can see it. So it's like they've seen that. Now I definitely have to live it, even though I wanted to do it anyway. But
that
if I
puts you up to that standard.
yeah, if I put it out there, then it's like there's a level of accountability. If I don't do this, people are going to see, they're going to know. So that's kind of a way to like force it to happen. But that's also caring too much about what other people think of you, and that's something that you shouldn't do.
hard not to sometimes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
very hard not to. But that's another insecurity, especially with the whole thing with like wanting to stay fit, where it's like, dude, if I can't see my abs, then I'm a fucking failure. And it's like that's the stupidest thing. And especially now because of like the way things are with like my interests and stuff that makes me happy. And not to take up too much time, I feel like I'm talking too much. But
Bro, you're our honored guest.
another insecurity would be like if I continue this trend of being who I am based on like experiences and insecurities in my own head, it's like I'm not gonna find like a girl or someone that I'm gonna want to be with. And that's really stupid too, because you shouldn't go out there and chase somebody who isn't worth your time. Someone who's worth your time will accept and appreciate you for who you are. You shouldn't have to change because it's your life and you're not performing for anybody. If you like something, then you fucking like it. We're all gonna die at the end of the day anyway, so why don't you just enjoy?
We're gonna die at the end of the day.
Not today. Oh God, I hope not. I really hope not. But I'm just saying,
Don't put that juju on us.
the end of Sunday. Can we rewind that? We all might die sometime.
Might? Well, now you've gone too far in the other direction.
All right, let's
Goes
rewind
to
that
the
again.
shell.
We're all gonna die.
Eventually.
Do what you like, as long as you're not hurting anybody. You know. Let's quote Ron Funches, how people make fun of people for liking wrestling. Let's put that on the flag, LBGTQW, for wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, because that's one that people still shit on me for to this day.
Who?
Not so much, though,
How many of
recently.
these people are? Surely they will die by my hand.
Well, it doesn't happen as much now, especially because I was a wrestler, and then I got, like, all, like, big and strong and stuff. So,
You did.
get jacked, people will leave you alone. And it's, like, in a good way. People will leave you alone. But, you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, you like wrestling? You meet dudes, like, half naked and, like, all shiny, like, hugging each other? And it's like, yeah, I do.
What's wrong with
Yeah, so what?
that?
It's awesome.
Yeah, so what?
I just saw online. I was online and I saw DJ had posted the fight with Undertaker and Mankind, the cage match.
Oh, yo.
Phenomenal.
Dude, I remember
Phenomenal.
watching that when I was 8
Wow.
years old. And,
Thank you, DJ, for
and they,
posting that. That
yeah,
was awesome.
dude, DJ, good call. And when they threw Mick Foley off the top of that cage, it's like, how do you fake that? There's no strings, there's no crash pad. He just jumped 20 feet and landed on a table that broke his fall. Totally could have died, but he didn't. And then a couple of other things happened in the match that weren't part of the plan, part of the choreography, and they were all legitimately worried that, like, he died. Like, he separated his shoulder, one of his tooth fell out and, like, punctured his lip. That went through his lip.
I remember that. That's
Yeah,
a big thing. Like,
but he just keeps getting up, and he's like, all right, I'm going to keep wrestling, because he was a madman, and he did all of that just to entertain us so we can forget about how mundane our lives are. And now he's paying for it with his body. Like, because I told you how when I met him,
Yeah.
he's a lot healthier now. He's lost a lot of weight and had some surgery, but he was hobbling. He couldn't stand upright all the way. Like, his knees were constantly bent. He was slightly leaned forward. He was still, like, relatively heavy, but he looked like a guy who's been through a lot and was just atrophied. He was still all smiles. He's a very, like, giving, kind person.
Yeah.
But you could tell, like he was hurting every day. And he even said he doesn't keep wrestling memorabilia in his house because he feels his past every single day of his life. He doesn't need to see it. He knows what he went through. He's a very admirable man. I know that he's your boy. In terms
Oh
of
yeah,
wrestling.
I was
Foley.
into wrestling for a short period of time, and I haven't kept up with it in years and years and years. But he was like
Yeah.
hands down, no one else came close. He was
Yeah.
my favorite, and I still think he's a pretty awesome dude.
He is.
He's like, because he wrote his autobiography. He's an author, right? But he wrote his autobiography. Literally wrote it out on notebook paper, 700 pages of notebook paper, or something like that.
Yeah, he's got like 6 of them.
Yeah.
No.
And then I know he does stand up and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I know he's done work for RAIN, that great organization.
Yes. Yeah, he has like charity funds every year. I remember I donated to it once because you would win tickets to WrestleMania, and I was like, dude, good cause and a chance to go to WrestleMania. To watch those half-naked dudes grapple each other. You know I'm down, dude. No filter, honestly. All right, so I'm gonna shut up now.
No,
Thank you for that platform.
Oh yeah.
Don't be afraid to be who you are, ever. That's I think is the most important thing that I would ever want to get across. Do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, including yourself, and just try to improve and learn every single day. Not that I know much. I'm some 29-year-old schmuck. I'm not full of wisdom, but I'm just saying, like, you know, that's not a bad thing. Right? To try to do
I would
that.
absolutely agree.
Yeah. So
Great
that's it.
message. Great message.
Yeah, dude. So who's next?
Me or you? I don't know.
What do you want to do?
Flip a
Flip
the whole thing.
I mean, I can say it, I guess.
Dude, lay it down.
It's hard to talk about this stuff. It's
It
not
is.
easy.
Oh
It's
no,
like,
no, it's not.
Uh,
We're all friends here,
Yes, it's a safe space.
and here.
Quite literally, safe space.
I feel like I'm made of insecurities. I'm just comprised of 100% insecurities. But it's like, I don't know if it comes. I'm sure it does come off that way sometimes. Maybe sometimes it doesn't. But one big insecurity I have is that people think I'm boring. Because I don't know. Well, people like to go out. They like to drink, right? I don't drink really, and then it's just like people want to hang out outside of work, and it's just a different context. And like, let's say I'm at a concert a lot of the time. I will, like, if I see someone I know there, it's like, oh, I don't want to talk to them because it's like, what if I don't know what to say? What if they think that I'm boring, I don't know. I guess I always feel the need to be to give you something, but it's like I'm constantly in a state of just doubting myself. So that's not fun.
Dude, well, you know what? Not to dive in. Anybody who thinks you're boring is a stupid fucking batshit idiot. Let's go ahead and say that. And you know,
Very
you're not,
much.
you're not beholden to any of those people that you need to perform for them. You know?
I'm not, but and then, I don't know. I just and then people are so nice to me. Like I know a lot of people from around the area because I've worked in the area and lived in the area for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like even if like I have a nice conversation with someone, I'm insecure that I feel like, oh, if I hope I do it right. Like I hope I've given them something. I hope this was a good conversation. I hope I listened well enough. And I don't know. And sometimes I feel like, oh, after an interaction or something, and we interact with a lot of people on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And several of whom I know for a while, and it's just like, oh, sometimes they walk away and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that was good. Like I don't know if I gave them enough with that. But I don't. That's not the right attitude, is it? Of like.
No, you know what though? I do that sometimes too.
It's difficult,
For
right?
sure.
Because it's
Yeah.
like. Do you find the art of conversation to be, especially like quick capsule conversations that you have to have at work, can be difficult? It's
Yeah.
like, what am I? Oh, so we have to do that. Oh, how are you? How have you been? How's your family? How's your? It's like a quick interview you have to do, and
Yeah.
it's just like, maybe I've gotten better at it, and I feel like actually interviewing people, I feel like I'm getting better at that too. So that's nice. I used to be very nervous when we first started doing this about like, what if I don't know what to say, or what if I? But I think the key is just like listen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So if you listen, if you're really listening to someone, you'll have something to say back to them. But anyway, that's the thing that I'm always conscious of. It's like I wanna make sure like I've given you a good experience.
Yeah.
Which sometimes it's just like I wish I could shut my brain off a little because I think like I think so much.
I get that.
Which is a problem I think a lot of people have, right? It's just
For
like
sure.
your brain is just going and worrying, like, oh, what if they thought this? What if they thought that? What if I I shouldn't have said that? Oh, that was a bad thing to say. What if they took it like this? And I'm just constant things that are happening in my head that you can maybe calm down by saying like, relax, you're
Mhm.
being irrational. This is ridiculous for you to be, but they never fully go away. You know?
Yeah, for
So-
sure. Just take a step back and breathe. And you don't want to get trapped in the conversation where you're just saying stupid shit just to waste oxygen.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
how's the weather today? Huh? Pretty nice. Like, what a waste. Nobody gives a shit. You know? And especially with what we're doing.
I hate that because it makes me feel like a robot.
Yes.
Like I'm not even a human being.
Mhm.
I've been there so many times where I feel like, you're going through the motions. You're not thinking about what you're saying. You're just trying to fill the dead air.
Yes.
Dead space.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe somehow like you won't think about your own mortality. You won't think about the things that eat away at you inside. You know?
Definitely some real
I think
shit.
we all have that.
Yeah, it's
You know?
like a fear of silence, which is like a form of like being alone, and especially the way that things are today, where we have computers in our pockets,
Constant bombardment.
and yeah, we can literally be entertained for 24 hours a day and not have to be trapped alone with our thoughts, which sometimes can be a scary thing, but that's something that you really just have to embrace, because that's when you find out what you're made of, and you're able to face the things that bother you and overcome them because you're confronting them. But dude, that's something that I suffer with too. That's a real thing, you know, and it's spooky because nobody wants to be alone. Everybody wants to be loved, and it's hard. Like when you're by yourself, it's like that's when all the dark thoughts can come out, and it's like, hey, that's stupid. Why am I thinking like this? That's really dumb. Because you gotta love yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. It all starts with you.
It's true. It's hard though, man. It's hard
And
sometimes.
yeah, it's definitely hard. But dude, like, you don't have a bad bone in your body. I was literally talking about that with someone else the other night. Actually, Little Pete, who was on here before when we squashed that beef. Was saying that's one of the things that ended up coming up in the conversation.
Well, that's nice of you, but I did want to talk about another thing. I don't know if you guys have heard of before, but I find it interesting. Something called Impostor Syndrome. Has anyone heard of that?
No, lay it down.
I
dude.
feel that.
Right. So
Words.
I'm gonna. We can talk about it. I just want to. This was written down earlier. Basically, this is from Wikipedia, and I've heard this brought up by like many people. A lot of times I'll hear celebrities talk about it, like
Okay.
big time ones. But anyone can have this, and I feel like
Judge Reinhold.
Yes, exactly. Like Judge Reinhold will be the big
All celebrities.
Okay, so I'm just going to read this off. Impostor syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud, in quotes. Despite external evidence of their competence, what does this word say? We're having this problem again. Those experiencing this phenomenon remain convinced that they are frauds and do not deserve all they have achieved. Individuals with impostorism incorrectly attribute success or luck as a result of others thinking they are more intelligent than they perceive themselves to be.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
Very
Real
much.
thing.
I think
Very real thing.
so. It's like, that's nice of you to say that, but immediately what my mind goes to is like, well, no, that's not true, or maybe you don't know, maybe there's bad bones in there, or just like I try to fight it off with a stick, you
Yeah.
know, which is, I guess, I don't know, it's just this people being nice or saying nice things to you. It's like it's hard for me to just say, oh, thank you, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Dude,
It's
I'm gonna-
like I have to bat it away.
I'm not being rude by pulling this out, but there's a quote that I found in a comic book, which I talked about not too long ago, that will be shown in the future, that presents a message that kind of goes along with what you're saying. So it's like, where is it? So to paraphrase, like taking it out of context, I feel like questioning yourself like that, in a sense, comes from fear. But that fear is fear of yourself, fear of the things you know your hatred will allow you to do, fear that will keep you from doing them, and it means you're a good person, that you question those things within yourself.
I'm immediately like trying to bat it away again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But dude,
I cannot accept it. I
right.
don't know
But
what
that's
that is.
but that's part of it, though. The fact that you are asking those questions, even when you're talking to other people, it's a level of selflessness that a lot of people don't have, and your actions are the best definition of who you are. You can say all this shit, but if you're not doing it, if you're not embodying it, then you're the real fraud. And you're actually out there trying to live this way, and you're trying to put your best foot forward, do the right thing, questioning yourself. And I don't know, I respect that, because that's how I do try to live my life. And we all make mistakes,
Yes.
you know? But
Very
the fact
much.
that you're acknowledging that and you're doing your best to try not to do that is a way that if everybody behaved, we would all be better off for it.
Well, thank you.
Yes, I know you're batting it away.
I know.
But-
Well, that's why I'm trying to just. I think maybe I've gotten better about it too, because I do think there's a Britishness to me.
Yeah.
Like I've heard John Oliver interviewed something like, if someone says like, oh, I like your show, he's like, he cannot accept that he is the reason you like the show. Like he can't. There's something happened. It was, it was the writing, or it was edited in a certain way, or it's like he cannot accept that you like me.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have a British last name, and I feel like, I don't know, there's some British blood.
We
in
have
there.
that. We have that nature of us where I feel like I don't know. It's almost like you're apologizing for your own existence.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that a lot.
Yeah.
You seem to respond when I read off Impostor Syndrome. You seem to respond to that a little.
Yeah, I always feel that. I have so many people tell me in my life, like, oh, everybody loves you. Everyone here loves you. You're the best. It's
You just don't
but
believe them, right?
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
it
like,
doesn't matter.
you
how
should
many,
believe them.
It doesn't matter how many people tell me that. It doesn't matter who says it. I never believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I always think that I'm not worth your love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worth your time.
Well,
You are.
we gotta nip that thing in the bud, because you are. So, paraphrasing again, Dr. Jordan Peterson. He's a great thinker. I'm a big fan of his. He's got a book, 12 Rules for Life. One of those rules is that you should treat yourself the way that you would treat other people. And his example of that is like, if you have a dog and the dog is sick, you're going to go out and buy medicine for that dog and give it to the dog to try to make the dog feel better. But if you're sick, you might be like, nah, I don't need the medicine, I'm going to do this instead, or I'm just going to power through it, like I got to go to work because it's expected of me to work and all this other stuff. But you know in the back of your mind that the rest and the medication would be beneficial for you, which would get you back to work at a more appropriate rate where you can go back to working at the high level that you know of. But you're not going to do it because you're like, nah, I don't know. I don't need that. I don't deserve that. Or you know, like not taking advice because you know what you're capable of because you are you. But yeah, man, you know, that's a very real thing. But it almost hurts me to hear you say that about yourself because you're such a great guy. So, like, when people say that to you, it's for real. It's for real, dude. It's the realest shit ever. Just like this episode is the realest shit ever. Only on Must to the Gusto. Only on Must to the Gusto do you get this content.
But do you think...
It's too real.
See, in my head, I don't know if you think this way, too. It's like when people say, like, oh, you know, everybody loves you and whatever. It's like, it's not that I think that they're lying. It's that I think that they're wrong. It's like I think they don't know. Like, oh, well, I have them under some sort of spell. They're only seeing one side of me.
If only they could
sexy
see
spell.
so deep, you know? If only they could see the real me, you know?
Sure.
Like, it's almost as if, like...
The real you, the one who bought your brother tickets to see Slayer that were wildly expensive for his birthday because you know he loves Slayer.
Bam.
Is that the real you?
It is.
Maybe I only did that for superficial
what?
reasons.
Dude, but
what?
So people would be like, oh, that's a nice guy right there.
Yeah, but yo, you know what though?
I don't think I did.
Nobody really knows anybody that well on that level. But you still did that, so that's part of you. That is who you are because you still bought those tickets. And I think in Japanese culture, they say that there's 3 masks that everybody wears. There's one that you wear to work and around acquaintances and like the public. There's one that you wear with like your close friends and your family, so people who are a little bit closer to you. And then there's the one mask that you wear that only you see, and that is your truest self. You know, but not everybody's gonna get to see.
See, that's the problem. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, and that's
it's in this. That's something I wanted to touch on was the idea that I have, like, for the most part, I'm usually good, but there are days I get up and I hate everything about me, and I can't not. It's just the whole day. I hate everything about me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I put on a really good front. Nobody knows for the most part, but I feel it.
Yeah.
I think that's like
human.
Yeah, I think because I have those days too.
For sure.
But I
think
feel like there are
most
people who
have those
don't.
days.
No, but
There are
that's
people who live in.
But how
that's
would,
just
how would
it.
you know though?
right.
Yeah, I
we
guess that's
we
true.
don't know.
Because if you're doing such a great job of hiding it, why would you pick up on them having those days?
Yeah.
Also, those days you tend to not leave your house, right?
No, I still go out.
Or
You still got to go to work. You still got to do the
Sure,
things
and
you
then
have to
put
do.
on that mask, right? So it's like there's no reason you'd be able to detect anyone else feeling that way. So I don't know. I think that's a human thing, and this imposter syndrome too. Knowing that I say that out loud and other people will respond, oh yeah, I know what that means. I know
sure.
what that means. I think this helps.
Yeah, and I bet
Yeah.
you a lot of people who are listening to this are totally going to understand all of that.
All
and they're
chuck
gonna
of
get
you.
all of that. All chuck of you.
All chuck.
Chuck? Dude, but that's the whole thing. Like, everybody experiences something like that on some level. We all have struggles, and that's why it's always good. But because you know that, that's why when you're out and about and around people, that you're such a lovable guy, that you actually genuinely give a shit and listen to people, and you're a lot of fun to be around because you know what that's like. And it's like, hey, whatever I can do to lessen that burden for myself and for other people, because that's going to help you too. Like, you're making that choice to do that. You're making that choice to do that. I'm trying to make that choice to do that. But life, like, is kind of like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It goes up and down, where you're going to have times where it definitely gets a lot worse and it's a little bit harder. And you're allowed to fall. That's part of the human experience too. You got to fail. You learn from failure, and it's just natural. It's going to happen. But then you come out of that, and you're better than you were before. And to talk about myself again,
Yo.
I get it really bad in the winter. Really, really bad. I get like seasonally depressive, and I kind of retreat within myself. And it's not anybody's fault, but because of that, there will be times where I'm not as talkative, or I might seem a little more standoffish because I know that I'm not feeling so great, and I don't want to push that on to anybody or make them think that it's their fault. So I'll keep to myself. I'll spend a lot of time by myself. And that's something that now over time I know is going to happen. So when it gets to be that time of year now, it's like, okay, get ready, because you know this is a time where you're more likely to be sad and upset So let's try to work through that. Let's try to balance that out.
It's a big
Build
thing.
up a defense.
Knowing
Yeah.
yourself is
Yeah.
a big thing, and
Right.
then understanding. Like I have nerves and anxiety, so but I'll try not to let it stop me from doing things.
Mhm.
So it's just not going to go away. But I'll say, listen, I know you're going to be nervous. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be nervous and anxious about that. It's not going to be pleasant. You just got to do it.
You just gotta do it.
So that helps to know yourself.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, big time. And when you're telling the truth with yourself, being honest. And that's, I feel like, is the overall key to this whole conversation. And this is really just therapeutic, just like letting it all out there like
We're
this.
like in a
you
therapy
know?
session
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
He's
Feels
the
really
therapist because he's sitting there not saying anything.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just analyzing it.
good. That's what you do. Well, a real therapist is supposed to let us come to our own conclusions, right?
Yeah.
You
So
just,
can a
just let us
therapist be
talk.
then like a cardboard cutout,
Could be.
or the ghost? There's our therapist. Bring him
Ghost
over.
stick?
Bring him over.
The ghost stick.
This is our therapist.
The ghost.
Oh,
Just a
yeah!
little name
Yeah.
title, little name tag
This
this.
ghost is fantastic.
So the ghost. This is the ghost, everyone.
Oh!
the level of comfort I feel when I hold that thing.
So tell us how you really feel.
Of course
That's
he's-
amazing.
Of course he's German.
Yeah, he's
course.
gotta be.
Yeah,
That-
like-
that-
like-
his name is Klaus Gruber.
Grostenstein.
Klaus
Grostenstein.
Grostenstein.
Klaus
Klaus
Grostenstein.
Grostenstein.
On the subject of imposter syndrome, I remember
Wee.
after you said it in the definition, I remember reading a while back. It was one of the, it wasn't like Apollo 11, it was one of the later moon missions. One of those astronauts was like, he had that going on. He's like, NASA did this. Like, dude, you're the one that drove the car around on the moon.
Yeah, it's like you cannot give yourself credit.
On the moon.
Yeah.
And maybe if you can, maybe if you just immediately are like, yeah,
Yeah.
this guy, I'm
Yeah.
awesome. That's kind of a problem, right?
Right.
So maybe imposter syndrome is a thoroughly like to
So
a
wait.
certain degree.
It's part of
It's like a
humanity.
normal thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think so. Like, keeps you in check.
Because if
keeps
you're
your
just
ego in
immediately
check.
like, yeah,
Right.
I
I'm the
mean, a
bomb.
little bit of self-doubt.
then you're the
better
president.
Than overconfidence.
Sure. Well, you know, like, confidence is a great thing. It should never be seen as a bad thing, but I feel like the people who have the most bravado are the people who tend to have the most pain or the most insecurity because they're putting it out there to let people know, like, hey, I've got all my shit together. Like, it's all good. And, you know, there could be some realness to that where you actually do feel good and whatnot, but it's
Yeah.
like, you know, that's your way of overcoming that voice in your head that says, yeah, you're not as good as you think, or you can't do this. Or,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, screw you, man. I'm going to be loud and proud. And, you know, that's something that I've definitely done before. But it's a journey. It's a process, just like all of life. You know,
Yeah.
you pick up things along the way.
Absolutely.
You learn how to deal with it, and it just gets better over time. You know, and then sometimes you do things like you sit around with your pals and eat pancakes, and you just talk it out. You know, you just talk it out.
Just talk it out.
Sometimes
Just gotta talk it out.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Absolutely.
But did you have any more, or was that the big one that you wanted to hit?
No, that is one. For
That's a
sure,
huge
but
one.
The big one for me in my life right now, for sure, is people love to do this, and it's hard for me where it's people are constantly at you for your place in life.
Mm.
And you know, I live at home right
Definitely.
now. I've hit a point where I'm maybe not in the best place. I was away for a while, and you know, I had my own thing going on, and then I had to come back home to kind of recoup, kind of heal myself. I was very hurt after I left Wisconsin, and not in a great place. And I had many people who would, you know, many people supported me. James, you supported me for sure. You know, Mom was a huge help, my friends. But then I had people who would come to me who knew me from the past and who held me to very harsh expectations and kind of would make me doubt myself and say, this is actually pretty funny. It's funny and terrible. When I came back to Dean's, I had gained a little bit of weight, and we have a customer who came up to me and said,
I know what you're talking
hey,
about.
what happened to you? You know, you used to look like young Elvis. Now you look like old Elvis.
Wow, what a shitty individual.
That was harsh
Yeah.
for me. And then I had one of my ex's father constantly would come in and try to give me career advice and tell me what I'm doing wrong and how I'm doing everything wrong.
He's mad
And
condescending.
it's
He really
just-
is.
Yeah,
I have these people in my life who constantly come at me with this, and it's such an insecurity of mine where I'm like, I'm not doing the right thing. I'm not where I should be. Everyone else is doing a better job of life than me. And it's just, how fucked is that when you're trying to do the best that you can? I'm doing the best that I can with what I have right now.
Yeah.
And these people come up to you and tell you, why are you such a fuck up? Why are you the worst?
Yeah, that's something that I totally get, and I've actually dealt with myself too. Like literally that same sort of stuff, because I left and I came back, and I've been at home for a while too since then, and I expected things to go differently, but they didn't. And the thing with that is too, the people who are telling you that sort of stuff, who have said the same thing to me, maybe they've said stuff like that to you too at some point in your life.
Sure.
Those are the people who have so many problems on such a level that they're trying to bring you down with them to make themselves feel better with where they are in their position. And another reason why I have such an affinity for you guys is because I feel as though you really appreciate the things that matter, like the little things that go the longest way, and you're not trying to live a life of falsehood just to impress like your neighbors that you don't even like, or that fucko who's saying all that stuff to you, who I know who it is, and he's a fucko. You're a fucko. You're a fucko. Yeah, you're a big time fucko. I'm gonna put that on I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Kill you.
It's just gonna say you're a fucko, and that would sell like hotcakes, like your pancakes.
This is another funny one that comes in. My ex's mother recently had come into my place of work.
Ay.
And, we had a little conversation. She was telling me about how great she is.
Yeah.
And she says to me basically like, oh, I believe things will work out. Things will turn out okay for you.
Yeah.
And there's an insinuation in that things are not going well for me
right
now. And I'm actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For the most part. I do okay. And I feel like I'm in a decent place. But to people like that, it would never matter.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter to me, but it still hurts.
Yeah, for sure, dude, because you're a person. But
I don't, to be treated like that, it doesn't feel good.
No, it really doesn't. And those people are less than shit. Because who the fuck are they that they have all of these answers, And trust me, I'm sure you know this already, they don't have those answers. Those specific people in particular don't have those answers. But that's what I was saying, is that you define success. None of these other people define success. You define that success for yourself. And what I was going on before is that you guys don't keep up with the rat race. And this big thing that I've been saying to myself is that I don't get involved in the rat race because I'm not a rat. And you guys aren't rats either. So, fuck those people.
I try not to be.
No, dude, because you're not whoring yourself out for a paycheck or doing it because someone else wanted you to. Dude, I have a huge insecurity with that, specifically in terms of, being in a relationship and, finding someone where I have this feeling that if I don't have, a six-figure income or something like that where I, can buy a house or do whatever, that I'm not going to be seen as attractive to a woman to, start a family and do things like that. But also, that's really fucking stupid to think that way. That's really dumb, because if you're thinking this way and I'm thinking this way, there are other people who feel that same way, and I bet you a lot of them are women. So they're not going to care about that shit. They're going to see who you are and see the value and potential within you, and that you're being honest and telling the truth to yourself, and that will lead to a much better, more important life. Because at the end of the day, that's all just shit. And that's what my last relationship was. It was, someone who wanted to, from what I was able to understand, I'll definitely take some blame within why it didn't work, but they were someone who was just they wanted to accumulate a bunch of shit and do a bunch of things and have this perfect plan where everything works out according to a timetable. And you want to make God laugh? Tell him that you've got a plan, because that's what happens. And dude, accumulating all that shit at the end of the day, not the end of today. I already made that mistake before.
Jesus, stop telling us what's going to happen at the end of the day.
When we die, we're just going to be buried in the ground and eaten up by maggots. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter how big your house is. It doesn't matter how many friends you think you have or all the things that you've done. The only thing that matters is what matters to you, and did you do those things while you were alive. And I think that you are right now because you're being honest with yourself. And that is so much more important, at least to me, in terms of everything in your life, because you're not making yourself miserable. And things will come to you. The things that you want and the things that like are meant for you will come to you because you're telling the truth. You're living the truth.
As long as you also put the work in.
Yeah,
I feel like that's an important
like don't sit on your butt and just be like,
you
all
can't
right,
simply just believe.
right. And you don't do that. Like you're doing your thing, and that it's gonna work out. And that's truly what I believe, and that's what I do too.
Part of me believes that and wants to believe that, but
Yeah.
then again, it's like James said. There's that nag inside of you.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like, for sure, like most of my life, I felt like, feels like there's like a demon inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
This demon who wants to pull you down.
Yeah.
Who wants to drag you under into hopelessness.
Right.
And you're constantly fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
Gets tiresome.
For sure. Totally for sure. But you know what? That's where the importance of friendship can come in, because those people keep you in check. People who are really your friends will go down into the gutters with you, and they won't use it as an excuse. And I'm paraphrasing Jordan Peterson again, because he's really great. They won't use that as an excuse to talk about themselves or try to come up with a solution for you. If you're feeling down, they're going to get down in the dumps and sit there with you. And when good things happen to you, they'll be right there to encourage you and be happy with you and celebrate your success and not make it about them. Those are the real people that you want to keep around in your life. If you have people who you think are your friends who aren't doing those things, cut those motherfuckers out. Because not only will you be doing yourself a favor, you'll be doing them a favor to make them realize that they're being kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, dude, I'm with you on all of those things, and I think you're the fucking man. So, like, don't even trip, dog. Because I'm tripping.
Don't even trip, dog.
Don't even trip, dog. Because all of that shit is real as fuck, and I feel all of those things still to this day. And it took me so long, particularly back to what I was talking about with that breakup. I was in a hole for like 2 months where, you know, I was smoking a whole bunch of weed. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. Like, a
Your mom ever
shitload.
watched?
I don't think so, but she might. You never know.
True.
Where it was almost like a third hand. Also, sorry, police and law people. Like,
Sorry, law enforcement.
yeah, whoops.
We do have a lot of
You
law
can't prove it, motherfuckers. So,
So,
I'm just saying, I got lost in that, and was eating a lot of shitty food and not working out as much, like a lot of secret pizza. Like when I was telling you guys about, like, I think I'm gonna have secret pizza, or secret pizza sounds good. I didn't. Every single one of those times.
you told
And
us about it a lot.
I
though.
did.
feel like that's the
Yes.
last
Not
rule
really
of
secret
pizzas.
pizza.
I know,
anymore.
but it's like, well, now it's not. Now it's really not. But I was telling you guys, you know, it's different.
Yeah.
And because we saw Ron Funches.
We're
he
each
brought- he
other's
named it.
confidants.
Yeah, exactly. So I was doing all of that, and sometimes it just takes time. Where it got to a point where I was like, "Fuck this," and just like, you know, I don't like. Why am I giving this person like this type of power over me? Like, that's really stupid. Like, that's not the end all be all. There's plenty of people out there. And looking back, it gave me enough time to reflect and see, like, I wasn't being myself the entire time with that relationship. She didn't really value who I was as an individual, or at least that's how it's come across now. And you definitely don't respect me now, so why should I care about what you think and what you do? All that's doing is hurting me. And even, like, trying to vilify this person. It's just like, no, fuck that. You are who you are. I'm going to be who I am. And that's just how things will be. You know? It doesn't have to, I don't have to have some, like, big, like, grandiose type of lifestyle or expectations or anything. I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. Don't need much. And eventually, like, maybe that'll turn into more things. I'll try to work towards stuff that I enjoy and want to do. Maybe that'll happen. If it doesn't happen, whatever. Then I'll move on to something else. At least I'm trying.
It's hard to not compromise that in a relationship. Relationships are very difficult,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah, for
becomes
sure.
yes, very much.
No, they're not. Grass is always greener on the other side. But yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
But there is that difficulty to maintain oneself and to stay true to oneself,
Yes.
because you have this feeling of we all want to be loved.
Yes.
You know,
Universal
And-
truth.
so many times when you get a taste of that, you don't want to give it up, even if you know it's not good for you.
Right.
I've been there.
It's 1,000%
And
true.
So many times. But sometimes you're just not right for each other. You're not good for each other.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
It is okay.
And you can be okay with those people. You can still be friends with those people. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Let's all be adults here.
Let's all be adults here. And yeah,
I know we're talking to a plastic ghost, but let's all be adults.
Let's all be adults.
let's all be adults here. And you want to know what the best part is? We are fucking adults, so we can do this shit. We can do whatever we want. We can party hard with the party ghost.
You know what we could do? We could have a bowl of tricks where whipped cream is the milk.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah?
And it was fantastic.
Dude, that was probably really good.
It was so good.
Oh my god.
That was probably around the time I watched. No, when I watched what is it? Not Infinity War. What's
The next one?
The next
Endgame?
one. Endgame. When I watched Endgame, I had big boy Dunkaroos.
Ooh.
It's just a pack of cookies and a thing of frosting.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Dude, you want to know something?
'Cause we're adults.
You want to go back onto some real talk with
Yeah,
honesty?
absolutely.
When I was younger and a chunkier, monkier, I ate icing with a spoon.
Boom.
Icing.
Right there with you.
Yeah, I did
Icing,
that.
dog.
I did that
Right
last
there
week,
with you, dog.
so.
Yeah,
No,
dude,
I
it
did
was
that.
so good
I
though.
know,
It is
right?
amazing.
I would just scoop in and I'd be like,
What kind of frosting?
Ooh, well, just straight up like good old fashioned vanilla.
Vanilla frosting?
I like the cream cheese. I was a big cream
Vanilla
cheese
frosting
guy.
is incredible.
Yeah.
Vanilla frosting is
Yeah,
Like,
fantastic.
I know it seems like, oh, it's so basic. Nah, vanilla
Yo,
frosting
whatever.
is amazing.
F
One of the
that.
best tastes in life is vanilla frosting. Like,
Yeah.
who cares about the cake? How about you just shape a big hunk of vanilla frosting?
Yeah.
Right
in front of me.
Cake,
Yeah, seriously,
and
I would
just
rather eat
slice
that
it
than the
up,
cake.
And it'd be hard to slice.
Dude,
though.
I always took the corner when I get cakes because you get more
'Cause
icing.
you get more icing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
bring it on. And the candy roses and stuff or whatever that
Oh,
was on
yeah.
the cake, I would just, even if it wasn't on my piece, I'd pick that
Grab
fucker
it.
off and like put it on mine. Hey, I wanted that. Shut up.
You shut your mouth, Timmy.
Yeah.
This is mine.
Yeah, this is my rose. This is my rose. Yeah, it was dope. I mean, one of them, to go on a little story, when I was younger for one of my birthdays, I had an X-Men cake, and it had Wolverine and Cyclops on it, like two little toys in them, and I was like, yoink, yoink, clearly I get those because it's my cake. But it also had a little candy X,
Mhm.
and I stole that off of another piece and just
Triple
put it on
yoink.
mine. Yeah, triple yoink. You know what, dude? I was a birthday boy. I was turned 7 years old. F that. And I wanted Wolverine and Cyclops because they're still my homies to this day.
Boom.
Nerd life.
Wolverine, dude. I love Wolverine.
Yeah,
Always
who doesn't love Wolverine? Also, we got to get on that Logan because we've been
Logan.
talking about it for a while. It's right
Yes.
there, dude.
We gotta
it's right
watch it.
there. I know.
I want
We're
to
gonna-
watch Logan Noir.
Oh, in the black
I
and white.
haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, me neither.
I wanna watch
Me neither, dude. Logan.
We should do it side by side. We could
Yo,
do we have
at the
two
same
screens.
time.
Yes.
Yo, can we do that?
Yes,
High five.
please.
Bring it on.
I'm a little
Logan.
intimidated by that.
Logan
Oh, it's
side
gonna
by
be awesome.
side.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
That
It's gonna be
TV's
awesome.
a little dark.
That could
I
be black
fi-
and white.
okay, you know what?
Oh, shit.
Shut your fucking mouth. I fixed it, and it's not dark, you piece of shit.
Damn.
You know what makes me insecure? My brother told me to shut my fucking mouth.
I'm sorry, I love you.
I love you too.
I just am prone to fits of rage. It's not
No,
you.
I do that to upset him because the TV. We watched this movie Mandy, which I loved.
Mm.
It was
And-
really
and
dark.
it's so like,
It was pretty
you're
dark
like,
on
what
levels
is
to
even
it.
happening?
I-
Like,
But I figured it out what it was.
Yeah.
The issue was it was on a power saving mode. So I had to turn that power saving mode off, and I'm noticing a big difference.
So you pulled like a Tim the Toolman Taylor, more power.
Mm.
Exactly.
I like it. All right, so then, oh no, you go ahead.
I just wanted to, we've gotten pretty heavy here, which was the idea. But,
Heavy.
It was nice to come back and we kind of
Yeah.
lighten it up.
But
Yeah,
I,
just
I have a
matches.
lighter question here. What helps you feel less insecure? I'm thinking of like what distracts me from my insecurities, and I just love music. I love art. I've been
Art.
so obsessed with this television show lately, which
Yeah.
maybe to an
Yes.
unhealthy degree, but
That's fine, dude.
sometimes it's nice to immerse yourself in something that's not your own life.
Yeah.
Especially something like this, or Star Wars, or X-Men, or what have you. Just something that's so different than your ordinary life. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing in this stranger. Well, I guess there's human characters and emotions and
Yeah,
things like that.
but you can learn from that, like what they're
Yeah.
trying to say.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know, things like that, and just surrounding yourself with the right people that lift you up. And then I want to talk to Sean because I
Lift you
feel
up.
like you are in a good place right now, and I feel like all of us are in a good place right now.
I agree.
We're headed in the right direction, and I feel like there's a lot we have to look forward to. For real, I'm not even joking at all.
I agree,
I'm
too.
Dead serious. I feel
Totally.
like we're doing great, and we're only gonna be doing better. And where we work, Sean assimilated in there just so quickly, and I knew he would too.
In
That's the thing.
like 2 shifts.
Yeah,
It was like
all
the
of a sudden,
first shift.
all of a sudden they like him better than me, which
That's
is
bad.
fine. He
That's
deserves
not
it.
true.
But no, like no joke, Sean is beloved where we work. I'm not
1000%.
I'm not joking at all. Like, and stop with your imposter syndrome. Shut the hell up.
Dude, I think
Accept it, you
this
douchebag.
this is a message that maybe we can all keep each other in check as besties to fight off imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that should be. That's
to fight
our.
the demon.
That's our Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That's our
yeah.
Darth Vader.
Imposter
Yes.
syndrome?
Imposter syndrome is
Yeah,
the ultimate
dude.
villain that we will stop at nothing to defeat.
Yeah, screw him.
That guy is pure evil.
He's such
It's
a
guy. It's definitely a guy.
fucking
such a
douchebag.
sucker. Yeah, what a motherfucker.
I will punch him right in the jaw.
But like
Yeah.
you know, recognize or that I read that definition and I wrote it down because it's something that I respond to, and immediately having you guys going, yeah, I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
That proves something, doesn't it?
Huge.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely agree. Can I sidebar real quick, and can I tell you guys my first memory of working with Sean, and it's still my favorite story, and whenever I think of it, it's just like, see, I'm already smiling so much because of how stupid it is, and it's kind of full circle to what we talked about when we first started. So I'm guiding Sean through it was like one of his earlier shifts on how to do the job. Not that you didn't know, I know you knew, but it's like it's part of
There's intricacies.
yeah, part of the procedure. So we're in the box, the refrigerated area, and I have to use the bathroom. You know, I do, and I'm holding it in because I'm trying to show Sean some things. We're trying to get ready to start doing the work, and while we're doing it, I let loose a little one cheek sneak. It was a little bit of a fart, and I smelled it. And it was so bad. Like, you know, normally people can like handle the smell of their own flavor. They can take it. But I smelled it and I was like, no, oh no. Like, I think the hair in my nose like singed. And I remember I was like, Sean, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. And I'm sorry, but you're gonna smell something. And Sean was so polite. You were just like, oh, that's fine, dude. No worries. And then you smelled it, like, right after you said that, you smelled it. And I could see your face change. You just went, oh. And just remembering your face was so funny to me. And I guess you had to be there, but you could appreciate it still, too. And then 3 other people came in, and they reacted so much more harshly. And I was already out the door, and I told them, I was like, be warned. They're like, oh, holy fucking shit. What is that? Like they're losing their minds. And I just bolted. I was like, guys, I gotta go! And everything was fine after that. But that's how I knew, man. I knew that you were all right. You were all right. And then, well, there was that other time, which was the first time we ever met, right, outside of here, which is actually here, right
That's
here
right.
in
Right
the
here,
Sycamore
the
Lounge.
Sycamore Lounge.
And yeah, I'm not gonna put you on blast for that one, but it was a great first meeting, a meeting of the minds.
Yes.
Minds.
These guys were smoking drugs.
Yeah, we were smoking drugs.
Sorry,
Smoking
Mom.
smoking doobies.
They was smoking the
We
doobies
were with
out
my
there.
brothers.
We
the
were-
Doobie Brothers.
I didn't smoke any of the doobie. You guys smoked the doobies. but
Yeah, we smoked some doobies.
They were
Sorry.
doobies. Doobies to be smoked.
PCP.
Sorry, guys. If all of a
PCP,
sudden,
we smoked PCP.
Yeah, we were
out
getting
there.
wet.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
getting wet. Anybody out there who
tight.
thinks less of us because of things like that, you probably don't. The stigma's dying, but maybe there still is one. But guess what? Even if I didn't tell you that, you would still have the same opinion of me. We're just telling the truth here. Full disclosure.
It's true.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, our moms should not watch this episode.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Yeah.
I never meant to hurt you.
Yeah,
I
sure.
never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet.
One more time.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Slapping
I
bass.
never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, does anyone have anything else they'd like to add to the discussion?
Well,
I would like to say one final thing.
Hit me.
Just because, you know, what we're talking about is a very heavy subject matter, and I feel like it's going to hit home for a lot of people. I just want to say, talk to us, guys. Say something. let's all be more open with how we feel. Because I think it would be a beautiful world if we could all be honest about how we feel and support each other.
Agree with that.
So, honestly, drop a comment. If you want to grab me, like, pull me aside, we'll talk. I love to talk. It's one of my favorite things to do. But get these feelings out in the open, because they don't go away. They never do.
I will extend that same olive branch, because I agree with that 100%.
And we're here.
We're here.
I'm not going to speak for you guys, but I'm always willing to talk.
Don't
You
talk
guys
to
wanna
me.
talk.
I don't like you.
Same.
No, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding about the joke. Of course, yeah. Please talk to any one of us. I'm here. I'm always happy to listen, and I
Yeah.
know these guys are too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Look, I'm here.
Mental health is such a serious issue that
Not enough attention is put
yeah,
on.
it gets brushed to the side a lot of times. I
Very
feel like
much so.
as a culture, we're getting better about it, but we're not at the place we should be at.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
I agree.
So I think there's always room for improvement.
Yes.
There's
And
a
I-
stigma with it. Like, you see somebody in a wheelchair without a leg or something, just got back from dealing with cancer. It's like, oh, somebody else like, yeah, I'm dealing with depression. Oh, just cheer up, go walk in. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not taking it
Also,
seriously.
there's an attitude that hopefully is dying and
Yeah.
will die, and I think it's not necessarily only male, but I feel like it's a very male thing of like, don't talk about your feelings.
Correct.
Keep it in.
1000%
Be a
correct.
man, which is, don't get me started on be a man. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
You are kind of a bit of a coward if you push all that stuff down and you're not being honest with yourself. But, feel free to talk to me about it, because that's something that I've dealt with a lot and still do. Dr. Flexenstein on the Instagram and on PlayStation 4, that's all I've got. That's the only things that I use. And,
Sean Seagroves, I have a Facebook.
It's got a Facebook.
You
I
can
don't
find
really
me
call it very much.
wandering the streets of downtown Red Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bike around a lot. You might see me on my bike.
You
And
know
there's-
it.
and-
If you're watching this, chances are you know how to contact definitely me and Sean, and probably Brad too.
Probably
so.
me. And if
I
not,
think if you
figure
just
it
like do a
out.
bird, like we'll probably hear
I
you.
mean, most
Yeah.
of you know where this is, so
Yeah.
just knock on the door.
No, it's important that you do the bird call.
Yeah, big time.
Bird law. It's
That's
kind
the
of
only
an important
way.
issue for us.
That's
bird
the only
law.
way you answer the door, right?
Yeah.
It's the bird call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you light the Brad signal, I'll be there.
Yeah.
It's just a spotlight that has a silhouette of pancakes.
I was gonna say, is it
Yeah.
pancakes?
Yeah, it's a stack of pancakes with some smoke because they're hot, and it's got a little bit of butter on the top, on a plate because we're not savages.
Come on.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
But that's the deal, dude. This was really good. I feel great.
It's an intense one.
Yeah,
We had two really the Rage one was fun, but we definitely talked about
This
Rage.
one's kind of uncomfortable
like-
to watch in a good way. It makes you like self-reflect.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rage.
You're thinking about what's being said as you're watching.
Get
So-
comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And I'd really like us to, and I'm not kidding, let's open up a dialogue about this, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, that's real. That's real shit.
Yeah, man. Real talk. Next episode, if all goes according to plan, is going to be Joy. So
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be.
Yeah, we're gonna turn it around. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
flip it on its
a
head.
bit of a 180, but yeah. Hey, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys so much. Let's be good to each other and let's be good to ourselves.